Good evening YouTube, this is a quick video on the two Genesis emulators for the PSP. DGEN 1.70 RX Lite and Pico Drive 1.51 I think it is. I'll check that anyway. I'll put the links where to download them in the description. This is just a review on both of them and what I think's best and what's different between the two. So I'll just turn on my PSP and away we go. Bit hard with this camera. Sorry about the quality, but I'm investing in a better camera soon, so no problem. As soon as it starts to come on. Yeah, the custom firmware I'm running is 620 Pro B6. Just get to the emulators for you. Yeah, I've also got the Game Boy Advance PSP-J, which is much better than the Kai version. SNES 9X TYLME. I know there's a Euphoria out now version, but I've heard the compatibility isn't that good, so I kept the old one. DGEN 170, Pico Drive, and Master Boy 2.05. So we'll start off with DGEN. Wrong button, sorry. It's the Final Fantasy IX theme. Really nice theme actually. If you're a Final Fantasy fan like me, it's good. So this is DGEN 170 Lite RX. It's not a bad emulator. It runs pretty much flawlessly, but it doesn't emulate every game. I've had a few red screens on a couple of ROMs, so it works. It's a good emulator, but it's not 100% compatible. The background of this, there's no skin, it's just this flashing gradient thing, which gets really annoying, especially if you're playing in the dark. You're liable to get blinded. Just if you press the left trigger, you can go to the options where you can, show clock, show battery time, save state, and change the colour of the gradient. The controls, the pads, use the 6-button pad or just change the configuration. This is the general settings, the CPU frequency, core emulation, BGM, speed fix, screen mode, all that kind of stuff. That's your cheat support, save states. And I'll load Sonic the Hedgehog, it's the only one I've got on here, just to show you. Runs pretty much flawlessly. Turn it down a little bit. See, this isn't a bad emulator. It's quite good. I haven't tried the other versions, but I think this is the most recent one. As you can see, it runs with no lag, no glitches, no sound issues, just completely perfectly running. I thought I'd use Sonic the Hedgehog because it's a popular choice by everyone. It's probably one of the most common games on Genesis. So yeah, as you can see, that runs pretty much flawlessly. But it's not, as I said before, it's not 100% compatible with every ROM. But I've played a couple of games on there, and they all run without fault. I've never had a problem with the ones that actually do run. I'll just oh, and there's another thing as well. Obviously, this is full screen now. It doesn't start like when you first download it. It's not full screen, but it's easy to change. It's a really nice emulator. So I'll just I'll quit that and go on to the next one. Pico Drive 1.51. Yeah, now this emulator, yeah, it is 1.51. This one's the best in my opinion, because it looks a lot cleaner. There's no blinding gradient. It's got a nice skin to start with. The options are a lot easier to get to. It's not a load of menus. It's pretty straightforward. Just straight on there with the renderer. It's pretty cool because when you're in game, if you press triangle, you can skip between renderers between accurate and fast, accurate being the best. Obviously there's no need to really change it from that, because if you put it on fast it just like bugs the game up. Show FPS, frame skip, sound, obviously sound quality, region, save state, CPU, bus clock, and the display options, obviously scale factor, horizontal and vertical, but there's no need to change it. It already comes default full screen, so there's no need to fiddle about with it. Obviously the linear filtering, improve the graphics, really good. VSync, there's no need to use it, although it's on there. There's no need to use it because there's no issues. Sorry, I'll get my words out in a minute. There's no issues with the display, so just leave VSync off. This emulator also plays Mega CD, Sega Mega CD ROMs, which is a nice touch. I've not actually tried any, but I'll do that and get back to you and tell you what it's like. You've also got advanced options as well. Disable sprite limit, that's all to do with sound. Whether you want to zip save states, or you can save last ROM, so when you turn it on it automatically goes back to the last ROM you played. Frame limiter, stuff like that. You can save the configuration as default. Well, I don't need to do that because I've already done that. So if I'll load up the same ROM, Sonic the Hedgehog, I've got to find it. I've got about 120 ROMs on here, so let me just find it. Yeah, with this emulator I've tried about 60 of the 120 I've got on here, and every single one of them play. I've not had any games that don't work on this emulator so far, and I've never had a problem at all with this one. So this is probably the better one of the two, I think. In emulation wise, they both run pretty flawless, but I think this one is the one to choose if you want a good Genesis emulator. Obviously it plays Mega CD as well. If you want a good emulator with no problems, that's got a better compatibility rate, I'd definitely use Pico Drive. I'll load Sonic the Hedgehog for you. Obviously this says what system it's on and what FPS in the little corner here. Whether it's PAL or NTSC ROM, that's a nice feature as well. Obviously, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog again. They both run pretty flawlessly, but this Pico Drive's just got the edge, I think, because it's more compatible as well, and it's an all-round cleaner emulator, to be fair, I think, in my opinion. I don't know if there are any other Genesis emulators for PSP. Well, I've got obviously a PSP 1000. I'm not sure if there are any other ones, but if there is, just hit me up with a comment and I'll check them out and do another review on that as well. But as far as I'm concerned, Pico, look no further. Pico Drive's definitely the emulator for Genesis, and obviously Mega CD as well. It's a really good emulator. I think it's the best one. But yeah, this was just a quick video. Well, it's not very quick, it's quite long actually, but yeah, this was a good video to show you both of them. Saves you wasting time on downloading it and trying it yourself. You can just watch this and it's all done for you. But yeah, Pico Drive's definitely the best in my opinion. So please comment, rate and subscribe. Like the video. If you've got any, thumbs up also. If you've got any questions, just drop a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Yeah, please check my other videos out as well. Thank you very much and have a nice evening.